Good morning. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, out the house at 5:30 so I could get down south to my location to where I'm working today. Today I've got multiple jobs to do, so I thought I'd bring my camera equipment along as always, because some of you guys quite enjoy days like this. Lots to do, lots of variation. Come join me. You're welcome. First job is to clear some gutters on a block of flats, 3 stories high. I'm going to get the machine off the trailer, get it set up, crack on with that. So come along. Please spend the day with me. I like having you around. But while I take the machine off the trailer and take it around, get set up ready for that, let me explain to you what the situation is here. Today I'm subcontracting to a contractor that looks after the housing stock of a large organisation south of me in Nottinghamshire, about an hour and 20 minutes away. I don't want to say too much because I'm not sure if I'm allowed to. But anyway, yeah, I am down here on a day rate. Quite often a lot of you will quote my minimum charge of £300, and if I'm doing 5 or 6 jobs in a day, it's not always the case that I'm getting £300 per job, not when I'm down here on a day rate. See, I set a set fee for that. The company I'm working for, they'll collect a load of jobs up that can be done off a cherry picker. They'll line them all up, bring me down here on a day rate, give me a thick sheet of things to get done, and I will whiz around and try and get as many of those jobs done as possible. Hopefully earning the company I'm working for plenty of money, because that's what it's all about. Now what you need to understand is a lot of people say, oh wow, you could have done that off ladders, and yes, I agree, you could do some of these jobs off ladders, but the organisation we are currently working for have certain health and safety protocols. I don't like people working off ladders, so the options are get a scaffolding in or get a cherry picker in. And obviously it works out very cost effective on many occasions. If it's things like unblocking gutters, reattaching downpipes, making minor roof repairs, just getting the cherry picker to get those jobs done makes a lot of financial sense. Anyway, enough talk, let's get these gutters finished and we'll move on to the next job. One down, let's get to another one. This job requires a dash across town, 15-minute drive, to repair some other gutters. So let's crack on with that, get over there and see if we can get that done. So far, so good. And the weather is beautiful today, absolutely stunning, which is not bad at all for early March in England. Long may it continue. Although this kind of weather's bad for business. We've had plenty of rain recently, so we'll survive. I've arrived on site, but I'm doubting that I'm in the right place. This is not like the kind of place they usually send me to at all. Looks like it's only just been built, but I'll just read the description. Refix gutters, check for further issues. I'm at the right address. Okay, I'd better do that then. I can't get any answer at the door, and well, there's no one home. According to my description, they want me to check the gutters around the block. Apparently it's become detached or something along those lines, but I'm struggling to see anything. I can't get round the back very easily, and I'm thinking, is this where the issue is? I'm going to send a drone up and survey these gutters using the drone, because I'm not 100% sure what I'm supposed to be doing, if I'm honest. Right, what we do know here is that round the back there are 3 disconnected downpipes, but can we get round the back? If I could get round the back, there is space to set up the cherry picker. I don't know how I'm going to get round there. Don't think it's possible. I'm going to have to abandon this, I think. I'll have a little walk round, see if there are any other ways, but I don't think there are. I think we're going to have to leave this one. This is an absolute no-go. That is too narrow for the machine anyway. Next door potentially, but there's nobody at home and it looks like it's somebody's residence. I don't have any contact details, so I can't really just go driving a machine into their back garden without them knowing. That looks very tight as well. Right, I'm not going to waste any more time here. I'm going to get off, go to the next one. You win some, you lose some. Right, I've had a little hop around 3 minutes away from the last job, this one, and we've got an air vent, which is a ridge tile that's leaking. So I'm going to get the machine off. To be fair, I could have done this on ladders and walked up the roof, but we are doing it properly because that's what we're here to do. That's why they're employing us. So don't start with you could have done that off ladders. We'll get the machine off, get up there, and I think it just needs sort of repointing or rebedding. I've got myself some roof putty to do that. I like that stuff. So we'll get up there, have a look, and see if we can resolve the issue, because that is what it's all about. Okay, so I've got a picture here of the situation. That's what I've got on my phone. So according to my worksheet, this ridge tile, this air vent ridge tile, is leaking. What I can see is there's quite a big gap between the two ridge vents that could potentially let water in, and there's a really nasty crack in the actual vent itself. However, I don't actually have a replacement vent for this. I'm not sure if that crack would cause the kind of issue. I suppose I can seal this joint between the two vents with roof putty. That's going to make that watertight. And for now, until we can get a new vent on this, or until the roof is replaced, a lot of the other roofs on this estate have been replaced, so I bet this is due in line. I'll fill this gap with a hybrid polymer. I know what you guys are going to say. Ooh, Bodgy, you should go to the shop and buy a new ridge tile. That ain't happening. I don't think it's causing the leak anyway. That's just going to stop further water penetration until this is sorted. Either the ridge tile can be replaced or the roof will be replaced. So clean this off, point the joint, fill that with a hybrid polymer, onto the next one. It's likely that I'll snip this little repair up and post it as a short or a little reel across my other socials. And the people watching it are going to go absolutely crazy, and they always do. Whenever you produce anything from a sealant gun out of a tube, people go mental. If you're not sealing up a bath or a window frame, people think it's a bodge. Granted, this is a bodge, but let's have a look at our objective here. The objective is to stop water getting into the crack and causing more damage through freeze thaw. I'm not applying silicone into this ridge tile, it's a hybrid polymer. This hybrid polymer would likely last about 20 years and no more water is getting into that crack. I believe this roof is likely going to be changed within the next 5 years, as there's a lot of roofs have already been changed on this estate just across the road, and it's all owned by the same people. So this repair doesn't need to last long. I accept the fact that the best repair would be to replace the ridge tile, but you need to remember my objective for the day. I am bombing around trying to repair as many things as possible to keep as many people as possible happy. So for me to go off and try and source a replacement ridge tile lot for this, it's just not practical. Some might say that I should have researched this before I came, but again, you're missing the point here. I've arrived in the morning, picked up a load of jobs, and I come to things and have to deal with them as I find them. All I previously knew about this job was that there was an air vent, there was a ridge tile that was leaking. So I've got here, I've sealed up a hole in the joint, found some cracks within the ridge tile, sealed them to prevent future damage, and now I'm going to move on to the next one. And yes, I accept the fact that it probably isn't the prettiest job in the world, but it's going to do the job that I set out to achieve, and that is what's important today. Right, there's a little bit of confusion as to what building I'm supposed to be working on next. My job sheet says one thing, and it's given me a very clear description of a building that is somewhere else. So we're just trying to clean up this miscommunication right now, but I think I'm going to get the machine off because the description I've been given of the next job fits the other building perfectly, and I know it's one of the customers that we're working for, so I'm pretty confident that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So yeah, let's get the machine off. This is another gutter clean, nice and easy. Let's do that. Okay, look, this is what we're looking at. We've got a bit of a grass dam here. The rest of the gutters aren't too bad, but we'll clear them out anyway because we're here. So let's get that done. Crack on. Feel as if we're making some real progress in the day. Time is ticking on, but we've still got time for one more. This next job, again, is just round the corner, and it is to reattach some downpipe in an awkward position. It's on a flat roof that is down to be renewed, but they don't want to get scaffolding just to fix this bit of downpipe. So let's go around there and see what's going on. They don't get much easier than that, do they? Come on, you know the drill. Let's get the machine off, let's get up there, get this sorted out. Stick a fork in me, I am done, and I feel as if I've done a bit today as well. Time's dragging on, so I'm going to get on the road, get home, go and get my dinner, I think. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've certainly enjoyed having you along. If you've got anything to say, leave it in the comments. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like more cherry picker, roofing, chimneys, that kind of thing, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next job.